Law 45. Preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. People may embrace change in theory, but in practice they resist anything that disrupts their habits. Too much change too fast creates anxiety and rebellion. The best way to implement transformation is by making it feel like an evolution of the past, rather than a radical departure. Transgression of the law. Thomas Cromwell, a commoner who rose to power under King Henry VIII, orchestrated England's break from the Catholic Church to secure the king's divorce. His ambition extended beyond this as he sought to dismantle the Church's wealth and establish Protestantism, leading to widespread upheaval and resistance. Cromwell's rapid reforms alienated the population, who clung to their religious traditions. His harsh dismantling of monasteries and enforcement of Protestantism created chaos, fueling revolts. The reaction was so severe that even Henry VIII backtracked on the changes. Ultimately, Cromwell became the scapegoat for the turmoil he created and was executed. Observance of the law. Mao Zedong understood that China's deeply rooted traditions made drastic reform impossible. Instead of openly opposing the past, he disguised communist ideology in the familiar imagery of Chinese history, likening his movement to legendary rebels and presenting himself as a modern-day warrior poet, echoing historical heroes. This strategy allowed Mao to introduce radical change while easing public anxiety. By framing revolution as a continuation of tradition, he avoided the backlash that comes with sudden upheaval. People accepted reforms more readily when they appeared as an extension of their own cultural history rather than an outright break from it. Keys to power. People crave stability and tradition, even as they acknowledge the necessity of progress. They tolerate surface-level changes, but reject anything that threatens their routines. Disrupting the familiar, too, quickly triggers fear and resistance, leading to backlash that can undermine even the best-intentioned reforms. Revolutionary change always provokes counter-reactions. If a movement erases too much of the past, nostalgia will bring old structures back with renewed force. To maintain power, new ideas must be integrated gradually, giving people time to adapt rather than shocking them into resistance. History can be rewritten to justify change. Leaders who manipulate historical narratives to support their reforms create a sense of continuity, making transformation feel like a return to familiar values rather than an unknown leap forward. The past, whether true or fabricated, gives legitimacy. A successful reformer maintains the illusion of tradition while subtly shifting its meaning. By retaining old symbols, titles, and rituals, people feel reassured even as their world evolves. This technique was used by the Romans, who preserved elements of monarchy within their republic to prevent upheaval. Scientific and cultural revolutions face similar resistance. Even groundbreaking discoveries meet hostility from those invested in the status quo. To gain acceptance, innovators must strategically present their ideas as extensions of existing knowledge rather than radical departures. Timing is crucial. During periods of uncertainty, people long for stability, making it easier to gain influence by invoking tradition. In times of stagnation, they welcome reform, but sudden changes still risk rebellion. The most effective strategy is gradual transformation, where appearances mask deeper shifts. Reversal of the law. When the recent past is painful, people resist any reminder of it. Napoleon understood this when he rejected the extravagant style of Louis XVI's court, creating a disciplined, military-centered government that reassured a traumatized France. If you must make drastic change, ensure there is no void. Replace what is lost with new structures and rituals to ease the transition.